Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Katolina with the evening news. The headlines: Health Ministry issues revised discharge policy for COVID-19 patients. Principal Secretary Home Abhijit Sinha informs that 2,000 people have travelled back to their respective districts from various locations of the state. Dimapur Police to implement the odd and even number rule for all vehicles. And a total of 3,320 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus reported in the country during the last 24 hours. Health Ministry has issued revised discharge policy for COVID-19 patients. As per the new policy, very mild and moderate patients can be discharged without COVID-19 test subject to clinical conditions. Very mild and pre-symptomatic cases admitted to a COVID care facility will undergo regular temperature and pulse oximetry monitoring. The patient can be discharged after 10 days of symptom onset and no fever for 3 days. There will be no need for testing prior to discharge. The patient will be advised to follow the home isolation for further 7 days. If they develop symptom of fever, cough or breathing difficulty again, they must contact the COVID Care Center or State Helpline or 1075. As per the revised policy, the moderate cases will undergo monitoring of body temperature and oxygen saturation. If the fever resolves within 3 days and the patient maintains saturation above 95% for the next 4 days, the patient will be discharged after 10 days of symptom onset, provided there is no fever or breathlessness. Principal Secretary Home Abhijit Sinha, while briefing on the movement of stranded people across the state, informed that till now, about 2,000 people have travelled back to their respective districts from various locations of the state. He also informed that as of 4 p.m. today, a total of 93 persons have applied for e-passes and 12,839 have requested government arrangement for transportation. With regard to financial assistance to stranded persons of Nagaland in other states due to the lockdown, Sinha informed that till date, a total of 18,156 applicants comprising of 13,782 working people, 4,203 students and 171 patients have been provided assistance by transferring the amounts to their bank accounts. A total of 7.12 crores has been disbursed for this purpose. Dimapur Police has informed that odd-even policy of non-essential vehicles will be enforced in Dimapur town, including National Highway 29 from 11th of this month till nationwide lockdown period of May 17. Commissioner Police Dimapur Rothihar Tetsio in an order stated that this policy has been done for the safety and security of the public and to minimize movement of non-essential vehicles. Vehicles whose registration number ends with odd digits will be allowed to ply on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, while those ending with even numbers will be allowed to ply on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. However, restrictions on movement of vehicles would not apply to vehicles of exempted category that are currently in force. The Commissioner cautioned that violators would be penalized as per the relevant section of Motor Vehicle Act 1988. Dimapur Police has appealed to all citizens to abide by the order issued in the interest of public safety and convenience. Deputy Commissioner Mogokchun Limawabang Jamir has promulgated prohibitory orders under Section 144 CRPC in apprehension that there is a grave danger to human lives, health and safety with regard to COVID-19 pandemic. The order prohibits movement of individuals for all non-essential activities from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day till the 17th of this month, covering the whole of Mogokchun district. Any person found violating the order shall be penalized under Section 188 of Indian Penal Code and other relevant sections of Epidemic Disease Act 1897 and the Disaster Management Act 2005. Mogokchun District Task Force COVID-19 distributed washable cotton face masks to the villages and town under Kubulong block. Self-help groups and volunteers under Nagaland State Rural Livelihood Mission stitched a total number of 6,077 masks in 2 weeks under Mogokchun District Task Force COVID-19 Mask Project. Extra Assistant Commissioner Kubulong, Kapil Singh Meru thanked all the SSGs and volunteers for selflessly rendering yeoman service for the citizens. He also thanked the managers and NRLM for coordinating with the SSGs and supporting the mask campaign in the circle. Kubulong is now the first subdivision in the district to distribute free washable cotton masks to all citizens, initiated by the District Task Force COVID-19, funded by the citizens of Moguchon District. You're listening to the news from All India Radio, Kohima. A total of 3,320 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus have been reported in the country during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 59,662. 95 deaths have been reported, taking the nationwide toll to 1981. Meanwhile, the Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said 17,847 patients have been cured so far, and the recovery rate from COVID-19 has reached 29.91%. In Nagaland, the total number of samples sent for testing is 848, while the number of negative results is 786. The total number of samples sent after 3 p.m. yesterday till 3 p.m. today is 43. The number of samples results awaited is 62. Union Minister for Labour and Employment Santosh Kumar Gangwar has said that government will take all possible steps to help mitigate problems faced by the industry and workers due to lockdown. He said government is discussing the emergent situation with the social partners arising out of COVID-19 pandemic and to chalk out strategies and policy initiatives to minimize its impact on the workers and economy. The minister yesterday held a webinar with the employers' organization. He also informed about various measures taken by his ministry to mitigate the problems of workers, like relaxation in the provisions of Employees State Insurance Corporation and Employment Provident Fund, setting up of control centers and helplines across the country. Civil Aviation Minister Hardip Singh Puri has said the preparations to restart domestic flight operations are in place, and as soon as a decision is taken in this regard, the industry will be able to take off immediately. Puri said the ministry also foresees changes in the way people would travel with strict adherence to the social distancing norms. He said there will be changes in standard operating procedures related to flight operation. He informed that once the airports would reopen, long queues would not be allowed. People shall be asked to reach airport well before the normal time, whereas baggage entitlement might be reduced and meal services may be stopped. The minister said all these things will be finalized after consultation with the airlines. Deputy Commissioner Kifiri District Sarita Yadav held a meeting with District Task Force members to deliberate on bringing back stranded students and people from Northeast. The DC apprised the members that COVID-19 Empowered Committee may allow the movement of stranded people accordingly. She pointed out that the government alone cannot enforce social distancing and therefore stressed on the importance of abiding by the norms of social distancing and learn to take care of oneself. The DC also advised to use social media with self-regulation to avoid misinformation. Briefing the members, Additional Superintendent of Police Surho Surhose Kajiri informed the members that COVID-19 is not a law and order problem, but a situation that calls for collective effort from every citizen to constructively work together. He stated that overall situation in Kifiri district was relatively peaceful and called upon citizens to extend help and cooperation towards the law enforcing agency. Nagaland government has assured the Kohima bench of the Guwahati High Court that the laboratory in Kohima for conducting COVID-19 detection tests will be functional by 12th of this month. Additional Advocate General T.B. Jamir, however, told the bench, comprising of Justice Songkhupchong Serto and Justice Hukato Su, that since the same technicians would be setting up the lab in Dimapur, at least 2 weeks are required to make that unit functional. The court yesterday directed the state government to make all efforts to make the lab at Kohima functional within 5 days and the one at Dimapur within 2 weeks. The direction came on a petition filed by one Kikru Konyo, a resident of Kohima. Currently, samples from Nagaland are sent to Assam and Manipur for COVID-19 test. And Deputy Commissioner Dimapur has informed all concerned that all hardware shops in Dimapur district will be permitted to open from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. from 11th of this month. The DC further reminded that precautionary measures should be taken by providing hand sanitizers and facilities for hand washing with soap and water for the public as well as for their own staff and workers, besides regularly disinfecting the door handles, surfaces, and other objects which are frequently touched by the people. The DC informed that social distancing has to be mandatorily observed. To end the news, the headlines here again. Health Ministry issues revised discharge policy for COVID-19 patients. Principal Secretary Home Abhijit Sinha informs that 2,000 people have travelled back to their respective districts from various locations of the state. Dimapur Police to implement the odd and even number rule for all vehicles. And a total of 3,320 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus reported in the country during the last 24 hours. That's all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.